You said that your Xbox lineup is on track for the year. Talk to us about what sort of trends and behaviors you're expecting in terms of buying and playing behavior, given the unprecedented time that we're in.
Yeah, right now we're seeing just incredible engagement with the games, with the services, people sheltering in place, work from home, school at home, and people are finding gaming as just a really collaborative and social outlet for the time that they have. And it sets up, I think, for a really exciting year for us.
So how do you balance showcasing all the products and games you have coming up and also striking the right tone, given that we are in the middle of a pandemic and a massive economic crisis?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think for us, it's core that we stay close to our values as a team and as a company. We're about empowering every person on the planet to achieve more. And we think people are doing that through gaming today, just the needs that they have. When people are physically distanced from their friends and their family, the fact that our gaming services and our gaming content can help people stay connected to their friends. The last couple of months, we've seen 23 million new friend connections created on Xbox Live. The communities come together in our gaming subscription and Game Pass, playing new games. And the fact that our services can help bring people together at a time of need really, drives us as a team.
So obviously we're, seeing rising unemployment and people really struggling. Do you think that means fewer people are going to buy consoles this year? And what does that mean for your business and your business model?
Yeah, clearly gaming is a discretionary activity. And I think it's really important at a time of need like this that families are taking care of the most important things for them. Gaming tends to be a really good value. We've looked at, the 2008, 2009, what happened in the gaming business. Software and services, gaming content tends to do okay. Because I think when families are looking at cost-effective ways to pass the time together, gaming is clearly one of those. Now, buying hardware could be impacted. Hardware for us is a long-term endeavor. We ship an Xbox console. We're shipping our Xbox Series X this year. Very excited about it. But that's a console that will be in market for years. So when we look at the launch of it this year, we'll introduce it, and families will make the decisions that they need to go make. The thing that I love is we're going to have thousands of games for people to go play, safe and up services for people to go use, and they'll make the decisions when it's right for them.
Now, you're sheltering in place, Microsoft employees are sheltering in place, and you're working with so many different game studios that are all facing different circumstances. How concerned are you about the games being ready? Like, will Halo, your most popular game, will that be ready?
Yeah, the safety and security of the team's ultimately important. There's no doubt about that, and nothing's more important than that. You're absolutely right. Building video games in these day and ages, hundreds of people working on games together over multiple years. It's just a very complicated intersection of technology and art coming together to create today's great games. Halo is an important game for us. Halo Infinite's one of our games. We expect to be there this year with the launch of the new console. But we're taking it day by day. Every day the teams are learning, what does it mean to work from home? For me, it is my 9th week working from home. It's kind of hard to believe. Our teams have kind of hit a rhythm now. Certain things are maybe even a little bit easier in working from home. Other things are more difficult. And frankly, we have team members that have kids at home. So it's being there for our teams when they're making the balanced life trade-offs that they need to make is the most important thing. But I feel good about game production. Certain parts of it are sticky, but the teams are driven, and we feel really good about the path we're on.
Speaking of kids, video games have been a lifeline they are a lifeline for so many people in general, but for kids at this time, my son just started playing Minecraft while we've been sheltering in place. And I know that you've been thinking about diversity and building that not just into the team, but into the content. How can I feel good as a parent about the time that he's spending on there and making sure that that's productive time and that he's, learning good things about social norms rather than the opposite?
Yeah, it's such a great and important topic. Minecraft's one of our games, and we take the responsibility of potentially being many children's first on-road into what does it mean to be online? What does it mean to interact with other people online? What are the social norms and etiquette that I should have? And it's a core principle for us with Team Xbox, and something that we're we focus a ton on. For you as a parent and for the other parents out there, understand what your kids are playing, get involved in it. Use the parental controls that are available on the platforms that you're playing on to make sure that you understand who they're interacting with online, how many hours they're playing. Being in control of this, being a participant is something that's very important. One of the things, there's a couple of things we did this year, but one of them is Xbox Game Pass, which is the subscription that's come out that's given families hundreds of games that they can play for a set monthly amount. It's not really an ad for Game Pass, but one of the things it has done is it's actually brought opportunities for families to play games together. And it's one of the things when parents ask me, I would definitely recommend that parents sit down, put a controller in their hand, and figure out what this gaming thing is about. I don't know that they'll turn into the same gamer that their kids are playing as their kids, but definitely be aware of the content and what's there. And there are services out there that can give you access to a lot of games to go try with your family.
All right. You're launching your xCloud streaming service, your first gaming streaming service later this year. Obviously, Google's in this game, Apple, Facebook even. How concerned are you about the competition? I mean, I know that this is Microsoft's bread and butter, but they come with a new approach.
Yeah, the competitive landscape is definitely evolving. I think a lot of the other big tech companies are seeing what gaming is. There's 2.6 billion gamers on the planet, 4 billion people connected to the internet, and over half of them play video games today. The video game business is approaching $200 billion a year in annual revenue. So the competitive set is evolving. Our xCloud game streaming service will go into launch this year. We're in preview right now. We have hundreds of thousands of people in many different countries that are playing our games. For us, and you mentioned it, this has been a multi-decade effort at Microsoft. We've been in gaming for an awful long time. We have great content relationships. We have thousands of games that already run on our platform. And as you get into cloud, it's really critical that you have a first-party cloud infrastructure to leverage. We have Azure. We happen to be one of the few companies out there with a long history of gaming and all the investments that we've made in our cloud infrastructure, which we believe makes us uniquely positioned here.
And just last question, obviously you're seeing a surge in activity on the platforms right now. Are you concerned about a dip in activity when we come out of this, or do people sort of double down on a new normal behavior and now that they've been introduced, they're hooked?
Yeah, I don't know about hooked. What I'd say is we're seeing new norms get created. And people talk about what the new normal will be. Clearly, I don't think we're going to always be in a position where we're all sheltering in place. So I do expect there'll be moderation in usage and engagement on the platform. But I also see a lot of new trends, like I said, of people playing shared games at home together. And it's become more of a family activity. These new friend creation relationships that are getting created online, I don't think are just going to go away when we have the opportunity to go back outside and start our kind of normal social lives that we had before all of this. I expect gaming will just continue to grow. Gaming engagement in the business has been growing double digits for many years. And this is a time right now with kind of a hyper concentration of engagement with the activity, which will moderate, absolutely. But I think there's also, I believe in gaming as a strong social force. And I think we're just bringing millions and millions of more people in to experience what gaming's all about right now.